Yes, today we are going to discuss about how to prepare general studies 2 in mains examination. Very, very important. In mains point of view, see, people will think that while reading prelims, polity context, so again they will be repeating the same polity in mains also. But we need to understand that. We need to understand that the polity is different and governance is different. Governance mainly talks about the administrative structures, administrative systems, how the functions, procedures, standards, rules, regulations, how these all are things are arranged is called as governance. Whereas polity is static, the constitution, how the constitutional provisions are present, how they are arranged, how they are applied by the Supreme Court, by the respective high courts. That is Indian polity, which is important in prelims point of view. But when we come to mains point of view, the polity, the concentration of polity in the examination will become very, very minute, and the concentration of the governance will become very, very important. Most of the students will not bother about the governance. The students will think that the governance and the polity both are one and the same. That is 100% wrong. Governance is different and polity is different. We need to make a demarcating line. We need to have a proper demarcating line, the difference line. Oh, this is Indian polity, this is Indian governance. Indian polity is static and Indian governance is dynamic. The daily administrative changes which are happening in the India, in the administrative structure is called as governance. So first thing you have to understand that the reading polity is not called as reading governance. If you read either Lakshmikant or D.D. Basu, if you think that you completed polity, that means you didn't completed governance. Governance is altogether a different topic which is dynamic in nature. More of dynamism will be there. Daily updations. So mainly governance reading will be equivalent with the reading of the newspaper. Going with the current contemporary relevance of legislature, the contemporary things of executive, the contemporary things of judiciary is governance. So the reading polity is not equivalent to reading governance. Reading governance is different and reading polity is different. First and the foremost point you have to understand before entering into the mains preparation. Then what is governance, sir? Application of Indian polity. Application of the concepts of Indian polity onto the real time, onto the administrative systems is called as Indian governance. Application, the knowledge, the skill of Indian polity onto the administrative structures for better governance. Working for a welfare state, not for a police state. Working for a welfare state, not for a police state, is a major agenda of governance. Providing governance, providing grassroots level democracy, providing welfare at the doorsteps of the people, at the doorsteps of the citizens is called as governance. So it's about application of the concept of Indian polity. That proper understanding you need to come to a conclusion. So today on these lines, I am going to discuss about how to prepare GS2 Indian governance module. So in GS2, 3 modules are there. In GS1 we have 3 modules, history 1 module, Indian society another module and Indian geography another module. Similarly in GS2 also we have 3 modules, Indian polity 1 module, Indian governance 1 module and international relations 1 module. In GS1, Indian society have larger concentration of questions. In GS2, governance have larger concentration of questions. For 20 questions, 9 to 10 questions will be from governance only. That means 40 to 50% of the questions will be from governance topics. So that much important governance, how we have to prepare for the mains. So by reading Lakshmikant, if you think that I completed governance, that is 100% wrong. Application you have to do, daily advancement and daily current affairs which are happening, the contemporary things which are happening in the administrative system in the country, you have to add to your answer. That is called as governance. With the knowledge of Indian polity, with the knowledge of Indian constitution is governance. So that we will be discussing today. So today my agenda is discussion of syllabus. Total syllabus will be discussed. Previous year's questions, how the previous year's questions came in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. and how we can expect question paper in 2020, and complete information of resources, which resources we have to read for governance. One thing you have to come to conclusion that there is no one standard book for governance. If you think Lakshmikant is a standard book for governance, 100% wrong. The Lakshmikant is good for Indian polity, that's it. And as I told you earlier, Indian polity is different and Indian governance is different. Don't integrate both of them. See both of them separately first. Initially see them separately, then slowly integrate them, then both will be coming together. But in the beginning only, if you integrate, you will come to a conclusion that Indian polity is nothing but Indian governance, but that is not the truth. So we will discuss what are the aspects, units present in mains. So UPSC IAS mains 20 GS paper 2 governance syllabus. This is the governance syllabus. Government policies. You know, public policy making is an important aspect of the governance structure. Executive, two executives are there, temporary executive and permanent executive. Temporary executive is called as politician and permanent executive is called as bureaucrat. So policy making will be with the bureaucrats as well as the politicians together. The politicians will make a body and he will delegate the authority to the secretaries, bureaucrats. And the secretaries will make the body and the policy will be out. Public policy making is a very important topic in Indian governance. How many different models of public policies are there? What are the problems of public policies? What are the criticism of public policies in India? How we can come up with a proper public policies? These all things we will be discussing in this particular topic of government policies or public policies, interventions in various sectors, critical assessment of centrally sponsored schemes also, rationalization of centrally sponsored scheme. Two different varieties of schemes are there. Central sector schemes and central sponsored scheme. In syllabus itself they mentioned. So first we need to know, they asked only about CSS, central sponsored scheme, but you should also understand about central sector schemes. What are central sector schemes? What are central sponsored schemes? What are central sector schemes and what are central sponsored schemes? Analysis of the schemes like NREGA, right to work, rights issues, right to work, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, right to food, National Food Security Act, right to information, RTI Act, fundamental right under Article 19, right to speech and expression, where I can go for right to speech and expression when I have the information. So having information is also one of the fundamental right according to the judicial judgment. Recently, right to privacy is also one of the fundamental right. Right to clean, pure drinking water, pollution-free air, these all are our rights. So, analysis of the scheme, in that particular analysis of the scheme, we need to understand what are the schemes with respect to important for the sake of welfare of the people. Rights issues also. Non-governmental organizations, self-help groups are playing major role. You know, a few days back, Bihar government was successful. According to the political thinkers, social scientists, it is mainly because of the successful self-help groups movement which happened in Bihar, which led to more women voters, voting for BJP government, NDA. The NDA power came into power, and yesterday Nitish Kumar was been sworn in as Chief Minister. Self-help groups are playing major role. It is helping for social development, economical development as well as political empowerment. So what is the role of self-help group? Overall understanding we have to do. So when you are reading self-help group, first you have to understand what is self-help group. Second, what are the characteristics of self-help groups? Positives of self-help groups, negatives of self-help groups. Any case study, successful self-help groups. Finish. Any government programs like self-help group bank linked programs are there. Public sector banks. Self-help group exclusive branches will be there for SBI. They will concentrate only on self-help groups loan, credit. So self-help groups, trusts, cooperatives, good governance. What is governance? What is good governance? What is e-governance? Lot of difference is there, no? Government is different, governance is different, good governance is different. And e-governance is one of the mechanism for good governance. E-governance is not a system. E-governance is a model of good governance. what are the characteristics of government, what are the characteristics of governance, what are the characteristics of good governance.